Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So, in case you've been living under a rock, or maybe you just don't care about this story, Mr. Malik Yoba has been in the spotlight a lot recently, especially in these past couple weeks. In case you don't know, Mr. Malik Yoba, he has most recently been on Empire, although I don't watch that show. He's been in Why Did I Get Married, and his most famous role was New York Undercover. Mr. Malik Yoba did an interview with the Breakfast Club where he brought along his friends to help spread awareness in the trans community as well as just the LGBTQ. He was also spreading awareness in the LGBTQIA plus community. Want to make sure I get that correct because I don't want anyone coming for me. On the Breakfast Club, they discussed the proper way to just identify, to say the correct words, like the language you use makes a difference for them. So you want to make sure that you're using the appropriate language when you reference anyone in their community. So the most recent interview that we have from Mr. Malik Yoba was on The Root, where he walked out of the interview. And he not only walked out of the interview, he cursed out everybody on the scene. And it was all over these allegations that are being brought against him. One from Miss Mariah Lopez, who I've watched her video recently. It was like maybe last week or the week before, where she described just a situation she had with Mr. Malik Yoba. But the problem is that she was a minor. Let me say that again. Minor. She was 13 with the first encounter and 16 with the second encounter that she told the world about. And Mr. Malik Yoba paid her $80 for sexual favors or sexual things that happened. Basically, he was soliciting sex from sex workers out there in New York. Mr. Malik Yoba did respond to these rumors with a freestyle, so go ahead and check this out, y'all.
How quickly people love to spread news with no proof for child abuse. You confused, I see you. You choose to try to make me lose, but I can't. If you try to stand in my shoes, you would lose. You can't win when you live in sin. When you got to begin where it begins again. In the beginning, I told you there was the word, and the word said we will love, and we will love each other. No matter what, you my sister, my brother, whether you be a trans man or a trans woman, I do not know. If you do not understand, yes, this is a freestyle. I'm feeling kind of wild off the top of my dome in somebody else's home. Leave me alone with your words and your comments and the shit you don't throw upon the dome as I think about it daily. Made me move deeper and deeper into my warrior spirit. Here I come. You're going to see it and you're going to hear it. You're going to fear it if you don't understand it. Lean into it so you understand it. See, because all of this is just the way God planned it. You the one that's confused. You the one that's going to lose. How you like that? Those little freestyle. You know, a lot of nonsense is floating around town the last few days. I'm like, what am I going to say about all this? I'm not going to defend myself. I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to lean into my creativity. I'm going to lean into the purpose. And the purpose is the service. That's all it's about. Love. September 27th. Love and Trauma Workshop hosted by yours truly and Miss Carmen Carrera. And on the 28th of September, the Trans March on DC. That's the only reason I posted the video in the first place, was to draw attention to an important subject, that visibility of all people is important.
So, the thing that began to set Mr. Malik Yoba off during this interview was the fact that the interviewer brought up the questions about the sex allegations that have been brought against Mr. Yoba. He did not like that. He just said, we sat for 4 hours. We talked about how we were going to approach this. And he just went on and on and on. And he was fed up, y'all. Take a look.
Since this allegation, too, if you search your name on social media, some sex workers have come forward saying that you've long solicited sex from trans women, and because of this, you've been criticizing for fetishizing trans women and not having intimate and loving relationships with them. So what would you say to that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So we've gone on social media and we found people who have said this. And so
social media now is the truth. That's the
people who have
repository.
faces, their faces on it. So we were just asking if you had anything to say about that. Okay, so going on to, what do you say to trans black women who say that you're centering yourself and that you're being opportunistic and focusing on your attraction as opposed to their issues, and without proving that you're ready to do the work? So what would you say to that?
So you and I sat for 4 hours the other day.
Correct.
And we decided how we were going to approach this.
We went through a
decided how we were going to
questions.
approach this, bro.
We went through a number of questions.
We decided how we were going to approach this.
And we're actually recording, and the more you talk, the worse it looks for you. So what I'm asking is that we're having a conversation.
What did you say?
I said the more that we're talking, the more I'm just concerned. So I'm generally concerned. I said that the more that it looks bad for you. That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir.
This looks bad for me.
Yes, because I'm asking you a number of questions.
We're done, bro.
Okay.
We're done. It looks bad for me because I chose to come here and speak to you about what you do and what I've done. It looks bad for me. It's a setup. I don't like this.
Okay.
We said that we were going to focus on policy.
And we did, and we also said,
allegations,
and we
I don't appreciate this at all.
And no, we had a conversation about a wide range of
things. Shit at all, homie.
Questions did feel like they,
I don't.
The cards, you can't use any of it. There's no release signs. I want the fucking cards out of all these cameras.
we can't give you our cards.
You're giving life to a lie, homie.
I will go ahead and link the full 18-minute interview or less than interview below, so y'all can check that out for yourselves. And personally, I feel that I understand that you can be angry about false allegations that come against you, but for you to go as far as walking out and in the interview, not even allowing yourself a chance to refute those allegations, I don't know. It just makes you look guilty to me. And he just seemed like he wanted to take all of his anger out on the reporter / interviewer, the interviewer that was asking the questions, instead of just giving yourself a chance to defend yourself. But hey, he did what he did. He looks guilty. Even the interviewer said he's looking worse for you the more that you talk. And I agree. So just to let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below.